Welcome to Night Vedanta. Tonight the principal Upanishads, told slowly one by one from the oldest teachings in the world. If you drift, let yourself drift. Close your eyes. The Isha Upanishad, 18 verses, spoken slowly at the edge of sleep. Let each one settle before the next. All of this is wrapped in the Lord. Every moving thing in this moving world is held. Let it go and you are free to enjoy it. Do not reach for what belongs to anyone else. You may work here and wish to live 100 years. Done this way, the work leaves no mark on you. There are worlds without sun, covered in blind darkness. They wait for those who smother their own self. The one does not move, yet it is swifter than the mind. The senses ran ahead and never reached it. Standing still, it passes everyone who runs. In its stillness, the wind lays down every action. It moves and it does not move. It is far away and it is near. It is inside all of this, and it is outside all of this. See every being in your own self. See yourself in every being. Then nothing can make you shrink away. When all beings have become your own self, where is delusion? Where is sorrow for the one who sees the unity? It is bright, without a body, without a wound, pure and never pierced by evil. Wise and self-existent, it set each thing in its place through years without end. Those who worship ignorance walk into blind darkness. Those who delight in knowledge alone walk into darkness deeper still. It is other than knowledge, the wise say, other than ignorance too. So we have heard from those who explained it. Know the two together. Ignorance carries you across death. Knowledge wins you the immortal. Some worship what never becomes. Some delight only in becoming. Each walks into a darkness of its own. It is other than origin, they say. Other than no origin. So we have heard from the wise. No becoming and dissolving together. With dissolving you pass over death. With becoming you win the immortal. The face of the real is covered by a golden disk. Sun, nourisher, lift the cover for one whose law is truth. In a moment, the screen will fade to black. There is nothing more to see. Let your eyes rest closed and follow only the voice. Soul seer, controller, sun, gather in your brilliance so the fairest form can be seen. The person there in the sun, I myself am he. Now let breath return to the immortal wind. Let this body end in ashes. Om, mind remember what has been done. Fire, you know every path. Lead us by the good road and keep the crooked way of wrong far from us. To you we offer our fullest word of adoration. So end the 18 verses of the Isha. Now the Kena Upanishad. It opens with a question, asked quietly in the dark. Who sends the mind flying out? Who sets the first breath moving? What power turns the eye and the ear toward the world? It is the ear of the ear, the mind of the mind, the speech behind your speech, the breath of the breath, the eye of the eye. The wise pass beyond the senses and leave this world immortal. The eye does not go there. Speech does not go there. The mind does not go there. We do not know it, and we do not see how to teach it. It is other than the known and above the unknown. So we have heard from the ancients. Speech cannot express it. It is what lets speech be spoken. Know that as Brahman, not what people worship here. You cannot think it with the mind. It is what lets the mind think. Know that as Brahman. You cannot see it with the eye. It is what lets the eye see. Know that as Brahman. You cannot hear it with the ear. It is what lets hearing hear. Know that as Brahman. You cannot breathe it in with the breath. It is what draws the breath along. Know that as Brahman. The teacher says, if you think you know it well, you know very little. Sit with it longer. The student answers, I do not think I know it well. Yet I do not know that I do not know. The one who does not grasp it has grasped it. The one who grasps it does not know it at all. Known in a moment of awakening, it is found. Through the self you find strength, through knowing the immortal. Know it here, and there is truth. Miss it here, and the loss is great. The wise see it in every single being, and leave this world immortal. Now a story. Brahman won a victory for the gods, and the gods told themselves, this victory is ours. So it appeared before them, and they did not know it. What wonderful being is this, they said. They sent fire to find out. Who are you? It asked. I am fire, he said. I can burn everything on this earth. It set a single straw before him. Burn that. He rushed at it with all his speed and could not burn it. Then they sent wind. I am wind, he said. I can carry off everything on this earth. It set the same straw before him. Carry that. He rushed at it with all his speed and could not lift it. Then Indra himself ran toward it, and it vanished from before him. In that empty space stood a woman, shining. Uma, daughter of the snowy mountain. It is Brahman, she said. Then he knew. So fire, wind, and Indra stand above the other gods. They touched it nearest. They knew it first. Here is its teaching, the flash of lightning that makes you blink and say, ah, that ah is it. And in yourself, the small flicker by which the mind remembers, that too is it. Its name is the desire of all. Toward the one who knows it, every being quietly yearns. You asked for the secret teaching. It has been told. Austerity, restraint, and work are its base. The Vedas are its limbs. Truth is its home. Whoever knows this shakes off evil and comes to rest in the endless heavenly world. You are established there. Rest now. This is the Katha Upanishad. It tells of a boy named Nachiketa who sat at the door of death and was given a secret. Long ago there lived a man named Vajashravasa. He held a great sacrifice and gave away everything he owned. He had a young son named Nachiketa. As the gift cows were led past, the boy watched them, and a quiet faith stirred in him. The cows were old, their water was drunk, their grass eaten, their milk long gone. The boy thought, such gifts bring the giver no joy. So he went to his father and asked, "To whom will you give me?" He asked once, then again, then a third time. His father's patience broke. "To death I give you," he said, and the words once spoken could not be called back. The boy did not argue. He thought, "I go where many have gone before me. Many more will follow after." A person ripens like grain, he thought, and like grain falls and rises again. There was nothing here to fear. So Nachiketa walked to the house of death. But death was away, and the house stood empty and still. 3 nights the boy waited at the door. No food was offered, no water. He simply waited, patient as evening. When death came home, he found the boy resting on his doorstep, a guest, honored by no one, for 3 whole nights. Death spoke kindly. "You have stayed 3 nights in my house with nothing," he said, "so choose 3 wishes, 1 for each night." The boy's first wish was simple. "Let my father's anger cool," he said. "Let him greet me gladly when I come home." "It is done," said Death. "Your father will be as he was before. He will sleep easily at night, his anger gone, when he sees you returned from the mouth of death." For his second wish, the boy asked to understand the fire that leads beyond sorrow, where there is no fear and no old age. Death taught him gladly. The fire, the bricks, how many, how laid. The boy repeated it all back, exactly as it was told, and Death was pleased. He gave the boy 1 gift more. "From now on," he said, "this fire will carry your name. It will be called the fire of Nachiketa. Now choose your 3rd wish," said Death, and the boy asked the question he had carried all this way. "When a person dies," said Nachiketa, "some say he still exists. Others say he does not. Teach me what is true. This is my 3rd wish." Death grew quiet. "Even the gods once wondered about this," he said. "It is a subtle thing, not easy to understand. Choose another wish and let this one go." The boy answered softly, "If even the gods wondered, who else could teach me but you? No other wish comes close to this one." "Then take sons and grandsons who live 100 years, said Death. "Cattle, elephants, gold and horses. a wide stretch of earth, and as many years as you wish. Take wealth and a long life. Be great upon the earth. I will make you the enjoyer of every desire. Whatever is hard to win in the world of the living, ask for it freely. Chariots, music, lovely companions. Only do not ask me about dying. The boy shook his head slowly. These things fade, he said. They wear out the brightness of the senses, and even the longest life is small. Keep your chariots, O death, he said. Keep the dance and the song. No one is ever satisfied by wealth. And what is wealth to us, now that we have seen you? My wish stands. Who, having sat with the undying, would go on clinging to a long life below, chasing beauty and pleasure? Not I. Tell me what remains in the great crossing over, said the boy. That and nothing else does Nachiketa choose. Death looked at him a long while. Then, well pleased, he began to teach. There are two roads, said Death, the good and the pleasant. Both come to every person, and they lead different ways. The wise weigh them both and take the good. The unwise reach for the pleasant and miss the aim. You have already chosen, Death told him. Every pleasure was laid before you, and you let each one pass. You did not take the garland of wealth that so many sink beneath. Those who live in ignorance while thinking themselves wise wander in circles, said Death, like the blind, led by the blind. Whoever believes this world is all there is, comes back to me again and again. Death said it gently, the way one states the weather. The self is not easy even to hear of. Many hear of it and do not understand. Rare is the one who speaks it well, and rare the one who receives it. It cannot be reached by clever argument, but when a true teacher speaks it, it comes easily. You are steady, Nachiketa, so listen now. There is one word all the scriptures honor, said Death. All discipline points to it. That word is Om, the highest support, and it does not give way. Now hear the secret itself. The knower within you was never born, and it does not die. When the body falls, it does not fall. If the slayer thinks he slays, and the slain thinks he is slain, both are mistaken. This one does not kill and cannot be killed. Smaller than the smallest, greater than the greatest, this self rests in the heart of every creature. When the mind settles, you see its greatness, and sorrow drops away. Sitting still, it travels far. Lying down, it goes everywhere. It is the stillness inside all moving. It is the bodiless one within all bodies, the steady one within all that changes. Knowing it, the wise do not grieve. This self is not gained by lectures, said Death, not by a sharp mind, not by much learning. It shows itself to the one who has grown quiet enough to receive it. So let conduct soften, and let the mind rest. Only a peaceful mind can hold this knowing. Then Death gave the boy a picture to carry. Know the self as the rider, he said, and the body as the chariot. The intellect is the driver, the mind is the reins, the senses are the horses, and the world is the road they run on. When the reins hang loose, the horses run wherever they please. When the driver is awake and holds them gently, the horses settle and go quietly in one direction. The one who holds the reins of the mind reaches the end of the road, said Death, the highest place from which no one returns to wandering. Beyond the senses stand their objects, beyond the objects, the mind, beyond the mind, the intellect, and beyond the intellect, the great self. Beyond the great is the unmanifest. Beyond the unmanifest, the one person. Beyond that person, there is nothing at all. That is the goal. That is the final resting place. This self hides in all things, so it does not show itself, but those with a fine and quiet eye see it. Let speech settle into mind, said Death. Let mind settle into knowing, and knowing into the great self. And let even that settle into peace. Then Death said the words this teaching is remembered by. Arise, awake, you have your answers now. Understand them. The path is fine, the poets say, like the sharpened edge of a razor. That is why it is walked slowly, one quiet step at a time. What has no sound and no touch, no form, no taste, no smell, no beginning and no end. Finding that, a person slips free from the mouth of death. This is the old tale of Nachiketa, told by Death himself. Even hearing it, the wise say, is a blessing. Death went on, softer now. The senses were made to face outward, he said, so people look outward all their lives and miss what is within. But once a wise one, wanting what does not die, turned the gaze around. He looked inward and saw the self face to face. The childish chase what glitters outside and walk into the wide net. The wise know the undying and stop searching among things that change. That by which you see form, taste sweetness, hear sound, feel touch. That is the self. What else is left to look for? The one who watches your dreams and the one who watches your waking are the same one. Knowing that vast self as your own, you do not grieve. And it is near, said Death, close at hand, alive in you this moment, Lord of what has been and what will be. There is nothing in it to shrink from. Whatever is here is also there. Whatever is there is also here. Seen by the quiet mind, there is no difference anywhere. It was one all along. A person the size of a thumb rests at the center of your being, like a small flame that gives no smoke. Lord of yesterday, Lord of tomorrow, the same one today. Rain that falls on rough ground scatters down 100 hillsides. So scatters the mind that sees the world as many things, chasing each one. But pure water poured into pure water becomes simply water. So becomes the one who knows, said Death. One thing poured into itself at rest. Think of the body as a city with 11 gates, said Death. The unborn one lives in that city. Whoever knows this rules there gently and grieves for nothing. No one lives by breath alone, he said. Something deeper lives you. The in-breath and the out-breath both lean on it. It is the one awake inside all who sleep, shaping dream after dream. That is the pure, that is the bright. On it all the worlds rest. As one fire takes the shape of everything it warms, and one wind fits the shape of all it moves through, so the one self fills every form and remains itself. As the sun is not stained by what it shines upon, the self within all beings is not stained by the sorrows of the world. One inner ruler makes its single form into many. Those who see it standing in themselves, said Death, they rest in a happiness that does not end. It is the constant among all that changes, the one among the many. Those who find it in their own heart find a peace that stays. The sun does not shine there, nor the moon, nor the stars, nor lightning, nor any fire. It shines first, and all things shine after it. This whole world is lit by its light. There is an old fig tree, said Death. Its root grows upward, its branches reach down. That root is the pure, the bright. All the worlds rest upon it. This whole world, whatever there is, came out of one life and moves inside it. You are moving in it now, even lying still. In your own being the self is seen clearly, said Death, as a face is seen in a clean mirror. So look here, close to home. Its form cannot be seen. No eye has ever looked upon it. It is held by the heart, by quiet thought, by a settled mind. Those who know it this way do not die. When the five senses grow still, and the mind grows still, and even the intellect does not stir, that, they say, is the highest state. This steady stillness of the senses is what they call yoga, a firm, gentle holding. Then you are undistracted and simply here. "It cannot be reached by speech or mind or eye," said Death. "How can it be known at all except by saying softly, 'It is'?" Say, "It is." That is enough. To the one who rests in that, its real nature quietly shows itself. When all the desires that live in the heart are let go, then a mortal becomes immortal, here, in this very life. When every knot of the heart is untied, here on this earth, the deathless is already yours. This far goes the teaching, said Death. "101 channels lead out from the heart," the old ones said. "One rises to the crown of the head. By that one, a person goes up into the deathless." The inner self, the size of a thumb, sits always in the heart. Draw it out gently as a soft stalk is drawn from a reed. Know it as the pure, the undying. So Nachiketa received the whole teaching, everything death had to give. He was freed from what fades and freed from death itself. And so may anyone be, the old book says, who comes to know the self, even someone listening quietly at the very edge of sleep. This is the Prashna Upanishad, the book of 6 questions and of the teacher who answered them. Six seekers wanted the highest truth. Fuel in hand, they came to the sage Pippalada, trusting he would tell them everything. He did not answer that day. He said, "Live with me a year, quietly, simply, with faith." "Then ask what you will," he said. "If we know, we will tell you all." So they stayed, and the year passed. When the year was over, the first came forward. He asked where creatures come from. The teacher said, "In the beginning, the Lord of creation longed for offspring. He warmed himself with inner heat and made a pair, matter and life. These two, he thought, will make creatures for me in many ways. The sun is life, the moon is matter. The year has 2 paths, a southern and a northern. Those who work for reward take the southern path and come back here again. Those who seek the self through stillness, honesty and faith take the northern path into the sun. From there, no one returns. That is the immortal, the fearless, the final goal. To such seekers belongs the stainless world, where there is no crookedness and no falsehood. The second asked how many powers hold a creature up, and which of them is chief. The teacher said, "Space is such a power. Wind, fire, water, earth, speech, mind, sight and hearing. Each one says, 'I uphold this body.'" But the breath of life answered them, "Do not be deluded. It is I who divide myself 5 ways and hold this body up." They doubted him, so he began to rise out of the body, and everything rose with him. When he settled back down, everything settled. As bees rise with their king and settle when he settles, so the senses settled and praised the breath. Like spokes in the hub of a wheel, everything rests on life. The third asked where life is born, how it enters the body, how it lives there, and how it leaves. "You ask too many questions," the teacher said, "but you ask them from love of truth, so I will tell you. This life is born from the self. As a shadow spreads out from a person, life spreads out from the self and falls into a body. As a ruler sends overseers, each to his own village, so life sends the breaths, each to its own place. One low in the body, one at the eyes and mouth, one in the middle, sharing out the food. In the heart sits the self. From the heart run 101 channels, branching finer and finer. Through them a soft breath moves through the whole body. Whatever a person is thinking, that thought joins his breath at the last, and breath carries him to the world his thinking has shaped. The one who knows this is not lost. Then the fourth seeker stepped forward. His questions were about sleep. He asked what it is that sleeps in a person, what stays awake in him, and who it is that sees the dreams. And one thing more, in whom when even the dreams end, everything comes to rest. The teacher said, "Watch the setting sun. All its rays gather back into that one circle of light. When it rises, they go out again." Your senses are like this. At evening they gather back into the mind. Everything becomes one there. Then the person hears nothing, sees nothing, smells nothing, tastes nothing, touches nothing, speaks nothing, takes nothing. The body is still, nothing moves about. He sleeps, they say. But the fires of life stay awake in this city of the body. While you rest, the breaths keep watch. The out-breath is the household fire, banked low for the night. The in-breath is the offering fire, lit from it. They tend themselves. The middle breath carries the two offerings evenly. Breath in, breath out. Breath in, breath out. The mind is the quiet priest of this offering. Its fruit is the rising breath, which leads the sleeper day by day toward Brahman. In dream, the mind knows its own greatness. Whatever was seen, it sees again. Whatever was heard, it hears again. What it felt in far places, it feels once more. Seen and unseen, heard and unheard, real and unreal. It sees all. And it sees all this by being all of it. The dreamer himself is everything in the dream. Then comes a deeper hour. The mind is filled with light and no dreams come. In this body, then, a happiness arises. Quiet, whole, needing nothing. The happiness of dreamless sleep. And in that stillness, everything rests. As birds fly to a tree at evening, so everything here settles into the Supreme Self. Earth rests there and everything of earth. Water and everything of water. Fire, wind and space. Sight rests there with all it can see, hearing with all it can hear, touch with all it can touch. The hands rest with all they can hold, the feet with all the roads they can walk. Even the small sense of me lies down there. The mind rests with all it can perceive, thought with all that can be thought, the breath with all it supports. And the one behind them all, the seer, the hearer, the toucher, the thinker, the doer, that one settles into the imperishable self, the way a bird settles on its branch. Shadowless, bodiless, pure. Whoever knows that imperishable one arrives at it. Knowing all, he becomes the all. Everything that knows in you, everything that breathes in you, rests on that one. You can rest there too. The fifth seeker asked about the sound Om, what a person reaches who rests on it to the end of his life. The teacher said, Om is Brahman itself, the higher and the lower. With this one support, the knower reaches one or the other. Held lightly, it returns you to a good human life. Held deeper, it carries you to the world of the moon. Held whole, all three sounds together, it joins you with the light in the sun. There, as a snake slips free of its worn skin, you slip free. Om carries the knower to what is peaceful, unaging, immortal, fearless and supreme. Last came the sixth seeker. A young prince had once asked him about the person of 16 parts, and he could not answer. Now he asked the teacher where that person is. The teacher said, "Here, even here, within the body, is the person in whom the 16 parts arise." From himself that person breathed out life. From life came faith, space, wind, light, water and earth. Then the senses, the mind and food. And at last, a name. Now watch the rivers flowing toward the ocean. Reaching it, they disappear. Name and form dissolve, and all of it is called simply the ocean. So these 16 parts flow toward the person. Reaching him, they disappear. Only the person remains, without parts, immortal. On him all the parts rest firm, like spokes set in the hub of a wheel. Six questions and one answer, given after a year of quiet. Everything returns to its source and rests there. Your senses have gathered into the mind. The mind is settling toward the light. Let it settle. Sleep. This is the Mundaka Upanishad, old words spoken quietly at the end of the day. Let them settle over you like evening. It begins before beginnings. Brahma arose as the first of the gods, maker of all, protector of the world. And he gave the knowledge of Brahma, the foundation of all knowledge, to his eldest son. That knowledge was handed down, teacher to student, in ancient time, like a lamp passed from hand to hand in the dark. Then a householder named Saunaka came to the sage Angiras and asked one question. What is that which, being understood, makes all of this understood? The sage answered gently, there are two kinds of knowing, a lower and a higher. The lower is everything that can be studied, scripture, grammar, ritual, the stars. The higher is that by which the imperishable is known. The imperishable cannot be seen or held. It has no hand, no foot, no eye. Yet it is everywhere, finer than fine, and the wise see it as the source of all beings. Picture a spider at its quiet work. It sends out its thread and it draws that thread back in. Nothing is brought in from outside. The web comes from the spider's own body and returns to the spider. The web was never separate from its maker. So this whole world streams out of the imperishable, and in time it is drawn softly back in. As plants rise from the earth without effort, as hair grows from a living body unnoticed, That is how everything here arises from the One. From that source comes food, and from food comes breath, then mind, then truth, then all the worlds. The sage honored the old rituals, but he called them unsteady boats. They cross a little water, and those who trust them as the highest drift back to old age and death. He described people who think themselves wise. They wander in circles, he said, like the blind led by the blind. But there are the quiet ones. They live simply in the forest, at peace, asking little. They pass through the door of the sun to what does not perish. So the seeker looks closely at everything that can be built and grows still. What was never made cannot be reached by making. Then he goes to a teacher carrying firewood, the old sign of a student, and the teacher, seeing his stillness, tells him the truth in its fullness. Here is the truth the teacher gives. Picture a fire burning steadily in the dark. From that one fire, 1,000 sparks rise. Each spark carries the same nature as the flame it left. So all beings rise out of the imperishable, and to the imperishable they return, like sparks settling home into the fire. That source has no form and needs no breath. It is outside you and inside you at once, unborn and pure. From it comes your breath, your mind, your senses, space, wind, light, water, and the earth that holds everything up. The sages saw the whole universe as one vast person. Fire is his head, the sun and moon are his eyes, the whole world is his heart. From him roll all the rivers, every kind. From him the seas and the mountains. He lives inside each being as the inner soul. The person is everything here. Whoever knows this, resting in the secret place of the heart, unties the knot of not knowing. It is hidden, yet in plain sight. The old name for it means moving in secret. Everything that moves and breathes and blinks rests inside it. It is subtler than the subtle. The worlds are set upon it, and all who live in them. It is your life, your speech, your mind. Now the teaching becomes an archery lesson. Take up the great bow of the Upanishad. Set on it an arrow sharpened by meditation. Om is the bow, you are the arrow, Brahma is the mark. Draw back with a steady mind and let go. Then rest there, as an arrow rests deep in the mark it has entered. The sky, the earth, and the space between are woven on the self. So is your mind and every breath. Know that one alone. It is the bridge to what does not die. Where the channels of the body gather, like spokes meeting in the hub of a wheel, there the self dwells. Rest your attention there with OM and cross beyond darkness to the far shore. He lives in the heart, in the city of the body. The wise perceive him there, gleaming, blissful, beyond death. And when he is seen, the knot of the heart is loosened. Every doubt is cut away. Old deeds fall quiet. In the innermost golden sheath rests Brahma, without stain, without parts, the light behind all lights. The sun does not shine there, nor the moon, nor the stars. No lightning reaches it, no fire. Everything that shines, shines after that light. This whole world is lit by its shining. Brahma before you, Brahma behind you. To your right and to your left, below you and above you. This whole world is Brahma, and nothing else. Now the most tender image in this Upanishad, two birds, close companions, hold to the very same tree. One bird eats the fruit, the sweet and the bitter. The other does not eat. It only watches, calm and bright. The tree is this body. The eating bird is the you that tastes every pleasure and every sorrow. The watching bird has been beside you the whole time. The first bird droops on its branch, grieving, feeling helpless. Then it looks up and sees the other, serene, its own lord. And in that one look, sorrow ends. You are never only the bird that eats, you are also the one who watches. Tonight, let yourself be the quiet bird. When a seer sees that radiant maker, the source of all good and evil slip from his shoulders. Stainless, he becomes one with what he sees. It is life itself that shines in all things. To understand this is enough. Delight in the self, rest in the self. The self is found by truth, by simplicity, by clear and steady knowing. It stands within the body, made of light, pure. Truth alone prevails, not falsehood. Truth lays down the path the sages walk. It leads to the highest home of the true. Vast beyond thinking and smaller than small, farther than the farthest and nearer than near, set down in the secret place of your own heart. No eye can grasp it, no word can reach it. But when knowing grows peaceful and the heart is clean, quiet meditation beholds it, whole. All your thinking is threaded through the senses. When the thinking settles and clears, the self shines out on its own. Those who want nothing are not pulled back into wanting. For the one whose desire is at rest, every desire dissolves right here. The self is not won by lectures or cleverness or much reading. It reveals itself to the one it chooses, to the one who is steady and simply turns toward it. The seers who found it are satisfied, passion gone, tranquil, complete. They enter into the all itself, the way space enters space. Watch the rivers, how they flow toward the ocean. Reaching it, they disappear into it. Name and form are quietly given up. No river argues at the shore. It simply widens and lets go and is ocean. So the knower, released from name and form, goes to the luminous person, higher than the high. Nothing is lost there, only the smaller name. Whoever knows that highest Brahma becomes Brahma. He crosses over sorrow. Freed from the knots of the heart, he does not die. This is the truth declared by the seer Angiras in ancient time, honor to the highest seers, and now rest. This is the Mandukya Upanishad, 12 verses, the shortest of them all. It is about one sound and the 4 states of you. It begins with a single syllable, Om. The text says, this syllable is the whole world. Everything past, everything present, everything still to come, all of it, the text says, is just the sound Om. And whatever lies beyond past, present, and future, that too is only Om. Everything here is Brahman, the text says, and this self, yourself, is Brahman. The rest of the verses only unfold that. The self has 4 quarters. You pass through 3 of them every night. You are passing through them now. The first quarter is waking. Awareness turned outward, tasting the solid world. The state you are leaving right now. The text calls the waking self the one common to all of us. 7 limbs, 19 mouths, feeding on the gross world. It has done enough today. Let the first quarter close. The eyes are done looking outward. Nothing out there needs you tonight. The second quarter is dreaming. The same awareness turned inward now, watching what the mind makes. The text calls the dreaming self the brilliant one. It feeds on the fine and the inward, images made of mind alone. You may drift through it tonight. Let it play. It is only the second quarter, and it holds nothing heavy. Then the third, when the sleeper desires no desire and sees no dream, that is deep sleep. You are entering the third state now, the one the text calls unified, a single mass of stillness with nothing separate in it. Deep sleep is made of bliss, the text says. It rests in bliss. It is not a blank. It is peace with nothing missing. The text names this deep sleeper the knowing one, all the knowing gathered into one quiet mass. Nowhere to point it. And this deep sleeper, the text says, is the Lord of all, the knower of everything, the one who guides from inside. It is the source of all things, where beings begin and where they end. You sink into it every night and it holds you. But there is a fourth, not turned outward, not turned inward, not both at once. Not a mass of knowing, not unknowing, nothing you could catch in the act. Unseen, ungraspable, without any mark, it cannot be thought, and it cannot be named. The text gives it only soft words. all unfolding at rest, tranquil, kind, without a second. This fourth is the self. It is what you are beneath waking, dreaming, and deep sleep. It does not come and go when they do. Now the syllable again. Om is made of three sounds, A, U, M. The three sounds are the quarters of the self. A is waking, the first sound because waking comes first, the open sound of everything out there. The text says, "Whoever knows this obtains all they desire." You need nothing more tonight. It is already here. U is the dream, the middle sound. It sits between the outer world and the deep, the way you do now. Whoever knows this becomes equal, the text says. Even, the same toward everything. Let that evenness settle in. M is deep sleep. The closing sound, the lips come together, the hum fades, and everything merges into it. The text says the whole world is raised there and folds back in there. Each night you fold back in. You are folding now. And the fourth has no sound at all. It is the silence after the M still. Kind, without a second. Om is the self, says the last verse. Whoever knows this enters the self with their own self. You are already on the way in. You do not have to know it tonight, just sink toward it, only quiet. This is the Taittiriya Upanishad, an old teaching about the layers of what you are. You can let it lower you into sleep. It opens with a prayer for kindness, kindness from the wind, from the light, from everything vast. Then one word spoken 3 times, peace, peace, peace. There is a small space inside the heart. Someone lives there, made of mind, deathless, softly shining. Its body is space itself. Its mind is bliss. It rests in stillness and does not end. Before sending a student home, the teacher gave simple instructions. Speak the truth. Do what is right. Treat your mother as holy, your father as holy, your teacher and whoever arrives at your door. Now the second chapter, the chapter on bliss. It begins with a promise: whoever knows Brahman reaches the highest. And what is Brahman? The real, the knowing, the endless, hidden in the secret place of the heart. From that self came space, from space wind, from wind fire, from fire water, from water earth. From earth came plants, from plants came food, from food came this body, the one lying here now. So the outermost layer of you is food: a head, two sides, a trunk, a base, a shape on loan from the earth. Everything that lives is born from food, lives by food, and at the end passes back into it. Food eats and food is eaten. Your body belongs to that slow exchange. Tonight it can simply rest in it. Inside the body of food, there is a finer self, made of breath. It fills the body the way air fills a room. The in-breath is its head, the out-breath and the spreading breath are its wings. Yours are moving on their own right now. Gods breathe with this same breath, the verse says. So do animals, so do you. Breath is the life of beings. Whoever honors Brahman as breath lives a full span of life. So let the breath grow long and unhurried. Inside the breath, there is a finer self still, made of mind, thought, memory, the voice that tells your day back to you. The mind fills the breath the way breath fills the body, one layer resting inside another, all the way down. There is a place words turn back from. The mind turns back with them, not having reached it. And whoever knows the bliss of Brahman fears nothing, at any time at all. Hold that line loosely as you drift. Inside the mind is a finer self, made of understanding, the quiet knowing underneath your thinking. Faith is its head, the right and the true are its two sides. Deep absorption is its body. Whoever knows Brahman as understanding leaves their faults behind in the body and finds every wish fulfilled. And inside understanding, at the center of everything, is a self made of bliss. This is the last layer. Pleasure is its head, delight on one side, deeper delight on the other. Bliss itself is its body. Its foundation is Brahman. So you are not falling toward nothing tonight. You are settling onto the ground of everything. Food, breath, mind, understanding, bliss. 5 layers, each one quieter than the last. Falling asleep moves in the same direction. In the beginning, that one desired, "Let me be many," and it made this whole world, everything here. Having made the world, it entered the world. It became the near and the far, the formed and the formless. It became you. Being made itself a self, and that self, the verse says, is the essence of all this. On tasting that essence, a being becomes happy, not by adding anything, by touching what was already there. Who would breathe, who could live, if this bliss were not already in the heart of space? Your next breath is quiet proof. Rest your weight on the invisible, the bodiless, the unnamed. There, the verse says, you find fearlessness. Fear only appears when you open a gap, a small distance between yourself and that ground. Tonight, let the gap close. Out of awe of that one, the wind blows. The sun rises, fire burns, and even death keeps its appointed round. Now the teaching measures joy. The numbers are a staircase, and it goes downward into rest. Picture someone young, good, learned, quick, and strong. Give them the whole earth and all its wealth. Call that one measure of human joy. 100 of those joys make one joy of the celestial singers, 100 of theirs, one joy of the ancestors in their long twilight world. A 100 of theirs, one joy of the gods. 100 joys of the gods make one joy of Indra, their king. A 100 joys of Indra make one joy of his teacher. Higher still, the lord of creatures, and beyond him the joy of Brahman itself. Here is the quiet turn. At every rung, the verse adds the same words. This joy also belongs to the one who wants nothing. Every joy on that ladder is already present in the person free of wanting. Wanting nothing, nothing is missing. The one shining in the sun and the one resting here in you. The teaching says they are one. Whoever knows this moves inward through every self, past food, past breath, past mind, past understanding, into bliss. The one who knows that bliss is never tormented by the old questions. Why did I fall short? Why did I do wrong? Those thoughts lose their grip. A son named Brigu once asked his father, "Teach me Brahman." The father said, "Look for that from which all beings are born." That in which they live once born, that into which they return at the end. Understand that, he said. That is Brahman. The son sat still and looked. First he thought the answer was food, then breath, then mind, then understanding. He sat still one last time and saw it. From bliss all beings are born. By bliss they live. Into bliss they return. That is where you came from, and what holds you, and where you are going now. Nothing to reach, only to remember and rest. This is the Aitareya Upanishad. It tells how the self became the world, and how it slipped quietly into you. Let it be told the way night tells things, slowly. In the beginning there was only the self, one alone, nothing else anywhere, not one blinking thing. The self thought softly, "Let me make worlds." That was all, a thought in the stillness. So worlds appeared, water above the sky, held by the sky, light between, earth below, and under the earth, the waters. The self looked at the worlds and thought, "Let there be keepers for these." From the waters it drew up a person and gave the person shape. It warmed that form with quiet attention, the way warmth opens an egg. A mouth opened. From the mouth came speech, and from speech fire. Nostrils opened, and from them came breath, and from breath the wind. Eyes opened, and from them came seeing, and from seeing the sun. Ears opened, and from hearing came the four directions of the sky. Skin appeared, and from its hairs came the plants and the trees. A heart took shape. From the heart came mind, and from mind the moon. Everything out there began as something in here. The new powers fell into the great restless sea of this world. Hunger and thirst moved through them, as hunger and thirst move through everything alive. They turned to the self and asked, "Find us a home, a place where we can settle and be fed." It showed them a bull. "Not enough," they said. It showed them a horse. "Not enough." Then it showed them a person, and they said, "This is well made." So each power came home. Fire became speech and settled in the mouth. Wind became breath and settled in the nose. The sun became sight and rested in the eyes. The directions became hearing and rested in the ears. The moon became mind and lay down in the heart. Hunger and thirst asked for a place too. The self gave them a share in every offering, so they are fed whenever anything is given. Then the self thought, "These keepers need food." It warmed the waters again, and a form arose from them. That form is food. Food once made tried to slip away. The person reached for it with speech and could not hold it. If words could catch food, naming a meal would fill you. Breath could not hold it, sight could not, nor hearing, nor touch, nor mind. Seeing food is not the same as being fed. Only the quiet downward breath received it, the breath that works without being asked. Life is kept by what runs on its own. Then the self wondered, how could any of this exist without me? And it asked itself, by which way should I enter? It thought, if speech does the speaking, and eyes do the seeing, and mind does the thinking, then who am I? Something must be here to know it all. So it parted the crown of the head and entered through that seam. That door is called the cleft. It is also called the place of delight. Inside you it keeps 3 dwelling places, 3 states like sleep: waking, dreaming, and deep rest. Tonight you are drifting toward the deepest one. Having been born, the self looked around at all beings. What else is there to name, it wondered. It saw everything as one and said, I have seen it. So it was called the one who sees it. The gods shortened the name, for the gods are fond of the hidden. What is deepest likes to stay quiet. The teaching says you are born 3 times, once as seed in your father, once from your mother, raised as her own limb, doing her no harm. The 3rd birth comes at the end, when the work is done and the age is reached. Leaving here is only another arriving. Nothing is lost in the handoff. The sage Vamadeva knew all this while still in the womb. 100 iron citadels held me, he said, and I flew out like a hawk. Knowing was the way through. Then the question is asked, who is this self we honor? It is that by which you see, by which you hear, by which you taste and speak. Perception, memory, insight, steadiness, desire, will. These sound like many things. They are all names for one awareness. The gods rest on it. Earth, wind, space, water, light rest on it. Whatever is born, whatever breathes, whatever moves or stays still, all of it is held in awareness. The world is guided by awareness. Its ground is awareness. Awareness is Brahman. You are resting on that ground right now. With that knowing self, the sage rose beyond this world and was free. You can set the story down here. What read it in you never began and does not end. This is the Chandogya Upanishad, one of the oldest teachings in the world. Tonight it asks nothing of you, only that you listen and slowly let go. Long ago, a teacher named Sandilya kept one thought close. All this, all of it, is Brahman. Everything came out of that. Everything dissolves back into that. Everything breathes in that, even now. So be tranquil, said Sandilya. Rest in what all things already are. A person is made of quiet intention. Whatever you hold gently within, that is what you become. So tonight, hold something gentle. There is a self within your heart. It is made of mind, its body is breath, and its form is light. It holds all works and all desires, every fragrance, every taste. It holds this whole world, and it says nothing. It speaks no word, it carries no concern, it has nowhere else it needs to be. This self in my heart, said Sandilya, is smaller than a grain of rice, smaller than a barley corn, smaller than a mustard seed. Smaller than a grain of millet, smaller than the kernel inside a grain of millet. That small and that near. And this same self in my heart is greater than the earth, greater than the sky, greater than all these worlds. This is the self within my heart, he said. This is Brahman. When I leave this body, I will enter into that. Less like leaving, more like arriving. Whoever trusts this has no more doubt. So Sandilya used to say. Yes, so he used to say. Now an old story, told slowly. A father, a son, and the one thing worth knowing. There was a boy named Shvetaketu. When he was 12, his father sent him away to study. He studied for 12 years and learned every verse. He came home at 24, proud, sure he knew it all. His father Udalaka watched him for a while. Then he asked one soft question. Did you ever ask, my dear, for the teaching by which the unheard is heard, by which the unthought is thought, and the unknown is known? The boy went quiet. What is that teaching? He asked, and the father began. Know one lump of clay, my dear, and you know everything made of clay. Pot, bowl, jar, all only names. The reality is just clay. Know one piece of copper, and you know everything made of copper. The shapes change and change. The copper never does. So it is with this world, he said. The many forms are names. Underneath every name, one reality. In the beginning, my dear, this world was only being, one alone, without a second. And being thought quietly, let me be many, so the one became this world. It entered every living thing as the living self and gave out names and forms. Your name is one of those names. Beneath it, the same being. One evening the father said, "Understand from me, my dear, what sleep is." When a person sleeps, he said, they have reached being. They have gone back to their own. That is why we say they are asleep. They have gone home to themselves. Think of a bird tied by a long, soft string. It flies this way and that and finds no place to land. At last it settles down on the very place it is tied. The mind, my dear, is that bird. All day it flies in every direction. At night it comes down to rest on the breath. You do not need to catch it. Let it circle a little longer. It will land on the breath by itself. All beings have being as their root, said the Father, being as their home, being as their resting place. So each night sleep carries you back to your root. You have made this trip every night of your life. And the finest essence of all this, said the Father, is the self of the whole world. That is the real. That is the self. Tat tvam asi, shvetake tu. That is what you are. Teach me more, Father, said the boy. So be it, my dear, said Uddalaka. Bees gather nectar from many different trees and bring it all into one honey. In the honey, no drop remembers its tree. No drop says, I came from this blossom, I came from that one. So it is each night in deep sleep, my dear. All beings reach being and merge, and do not know they have merged. That essence is the self of everything. Tat tvam asi. That is what you are. The rivers, my dear, the eastern ones flow east, the western ones flow west. They rise from the sea and they return to the sea. They become the sea itself. There no river says, I am this one, I am that one. Nothing is lost, only the name is set down. The sea does not lose its rivers, and this does not lose you. Tat tvam asi. That is what you are. Consider this great tree, said the father. Strike it at the root, and it lives. Strike it at the top, and it lives. Something moves through the whole of it, drinking quietly, standing, glad. When life leaves the body, my dear, the body dies. The life does not die. What never dies is the self of all this. Tat tvam asi, that is what you are. Bring me a fruit from that great banyan, said the father. Here it is, said the son. Break it open. What do you see? Small seeds, father, very many, very fine. Now break one seed open. What do you see there? Nothing at all, father. The father spoke softly. From that nothing you cannot see, this whole great tree arises. The subtlest thing is invisible, my dear, and the invisible is not empty. The whole tree sleeps inside it. Believe me, my dear, he said, that subtle essence is the self of this whole world. Tat tvam asi, shvetaketu, that is what you are. That evening the father said, put this salt in that bowl of water and come to me in the morning. The boy did. While he slept, the salt dissolved in the dark. In the morning the father said, bring me the salt you put in the water. The boy reached in and found nothing. "Sip from this side," said the father. "How is it?" "Salt," said the son. From the middle, salt. From the far side, salt. It was the same everywhere. "It is in all of it," said the boy. "I just cannot see it." "Just so," said the father. "You do not see being in this world, and it is here all the same, through and through." That unseen essence is the self of everything. Tat tvam asi. That is what you are. One more picture, my dear. A man is led away from his own country blindfolded and left in an empty land. Someone kind loosens the cloth and points. Your home lies that way. Village by village he asks, and village by village he walks until he arrives home. "A person with a teacher is like that," said the father. "They know the way, and they know they will arrive." Once more, like a wave returning, Tat tvam asi, that is what you are. And Shvetaketu understood it from his father. Yes, he understood. The Chandogya keeps one last teaching for the end of the night. It calls this body the city of Brahman. In this city there is a small house shaped like a lotus. The lotus is the heart. Inside the lotus there is a small space. What is inside that space, the teachers said, is what should be searched out. That is what one should wish to know. A student might ask, that space is so small. What could it possibly hold? The answer comes gently. As wide as the space around us is the space within the heart. Heaven and earth are held inside it. Fire and wind, sun and moon, lightning and the stars. Whatever you have, and whatever you have lost, everything is contained within it. When the body grows old, this space does not grow old. When the body ends, it does not end. That is the real city of Brahman, the self, free of age, free of death, free of sorrow, never hungry, never thirsty. People walk over buried gold day after day and never find it because they do not know the spot. In the same way, every night in deep sleep, you enter that inner country. You rest in Brahman without knowing. This self lives in the heart. That is why the heart is called the heart. It was named for what lives there. The self is a bridge, the teachers said. Old age does not cross it. Death and sorrow do not cross it. On the far side of that bridge, night shines like day. That world is lit from within, always. And when you are deep asleep, composed and serene, dreaming of nothing, you have crossed. No harm can touch you there. So let the body rest in its small lotus house. Let the space in your heart hold the sky. Already home. An old sage is preparing to leave his home. His years as a householder are done. He is going into the forest. His name is Yajnavalkya. Before he goes, he calls his wife. Maitreyi, he says, I am about to go forth from this life. Let me settle what I own between you and Katyayani. Maitreyi does not reach for the wealth. She has one thing to ask first. Suppose the whole earth were mine, she says, filled with riches. She wants to know if it would make her deathless. No, says the sage, your life would be the life of the rich, nothing more than that. Through wealth, there is no hope of deathlessness. Then what use is the thing that cannot free me, she says. Tell me what you know. The old man is moved. Dear as you are to me, he says, what you just said is dearer. Come, sit down. I will explain. Ponder it quietly while I speak. It is not for the husband's sake that the husband is dear. The husband is dear for the sake of the self. It is not for the wife's sake that the wife is dear. The wife is dear for the sake of the self. Not for their own sake are children dear. Children are dear for the sake of the self. Not for its own sake is wealth dear. Wealth is dear for the sake of the self. Not for their own sake are the worlds dear. Not for their own sake the gods. Nothing is loved for itself. Everything is loved for the one self shining through it. So it is the self that should be seen, heard, thought on, pondered. When the self is seen and heard and understood, this whole world is known. Whoever looks for the world anywhere but the self, the world slips away from him. These worlds, these gods, these beings, all of it. Everything here is what this self is. When a drum is beaten, you cannot catch the sounds flying loose in the air. Hold the drum, and every sound is held. So with the conch, so with the lute. Hold the instrument, and the music is yours. Hold the one, and the many are held. As the sea is the single home of all waters, so the skin is the single home of all touch. The tongue of every taste, the eye of every form, the ear of every sound. The mind of every intention, the heart of every knowing. Everything flows to one meeting place. Every sense empties into the same still sea. Then he gives her the image she will keep. A lump of salt dropped into water. The salt dissolves right into the water. There is no piece left to pull out. Yet taste anywhere, and it is salty. The salt is gone, and it is everywhere. So it is with this great being, endless, without limit, one mass of knowing. Out of the elements we arise, into them we dissolve again, gently, like salt into water. Maitreyi is quiet. She says this bewilders her. There is nothing bewildering here, he says. This much is enough for understanding. Where there seem to be two, one sees another, one hears another, thinks of another. But where everything has become one's own self, there is no other to see. No other to hear, no other to speak to, no other to know. And the seer cannot be seen like a thing. You cannot understand the understander. Years pass, the sage sits with a king, and the king asks what light a person has. By the light of the sun you sit, move, work and return. When the sun has set, the moon is your light. By the moon you sit, move and return. When the moon has set, fire is your light. When the fire has gone out, speech is your light. In the dark, a voice can lead you home. But when the sun is set, and the moon is set, and the fire is out, and every voice is hushed, then the self is your light. By the light of the self you sit, move and return. That light is shining in you now. It is the person in the heart, made of knowing, the light inside the heart. Falling asleep, you go beyond this world, beyond the forms of death. There are two worlds, this one and the other. Sleep is the meeting place between them. You are standing in that meeting place now, both worlds in view and neither one holding you. Going to sleep, you take a little of this wide world with you. You take it apart yourself. You build it up yourself. You dream by your own brightness, your own light. Asleep, you are self-lit. There are no chariots there, no roads. You make the chariots, you lay the roads. There are no ponds there, no lotus pools, no streams. You make them all. You are the maker. Setting the body down, the sleepless one watches over the sleeping senses, the golden person, the one bird of spirit. Guarding the low nest with the breath, the immortal drifts out of the nest. It goes wherever it pleases. Whatever you see there does not follow you. You are without attachments. As a great fish swims along both banks of a river, the near bank and the far, so you drift between waking and dream. Now the oldest sleep verse in the world, let it carry you. A falcon has been flying all day in the wide sky. It grows weary. It folds its wings. It is carried down to its nest. Just so, you settle now into that state, where, asleep, you desire no desires, where you see no dream. I fold my wings, I am carried down. This is your form beyond wanting, free from evil, without fear. As one held in the arms of a beloved knows nothing outside and nothing within, so you, held in the arms of the knowing self, know no outside, no within. Here every wish is already met. The self is the only wish left, no wanting, no sorrow. Here a father is not a father, a mother is not a mother. The worlds are not the worlds, the gods are not the gods. No good deed follows you in. No bad deed follows you in. You have passed beyond all sorrows of the heart. You do not see here, yet seeing is not lost. A seer cannot stop being a seer. There is simply no second thing to see. You do not hear, and hearing is not lost. There is no second thing to hear. You do not think, and the thinker remains. There is no second thing to think of. You do not know, and the knower remains. There is nothing other left to know. Where there seems to be another, one sees another. Here there is no other. An ocean, a seer alone, without a second. This is the highest world. This is the highest bliss. All beings live on a small share of this bliss. Tonight you rest in the whole of it. Without desire, freed from desire, your desire is the self. Being that, you rest in that. One small teaching remains. It is the last one. That is full. This is full. From fullness, fullness proceeds. Take fullness from fullness, fullness remains. Nothing was ever missing. This earth is honey for all beings. All beings are honey for this earth. The shining one in the earth is the shining one in you. One self, one sweetness. There is a world without heat, without cold. There one dwells eternal years. That is full. This is full. Full. Sleep now, You remain as you have always been. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.